If you're looking for a brand new Minecraft server to play during this summer of 2025, well, look no further because I have the only server that you will ever need to play, and you can stop searching tirelessly for a brand new server. This is OpLegends, and their dungeon server is releasing this weekend at 3 p.m. EST. All the information will be down below, but today we are going to be going over and showing off what this amazing Minecraft server has to offer. We're going to be going over into all the feature lists and how you guys can earn a lot of good rewards before the server is even up. And that brings me into my next topic. We're giving away the top rank on today's video for their brand new dungeon server. So if you guys want to enter to win that, make sure to go ahead and comment down your Minecraft username, like today's video, and subscribe. And literally that's it. It's super easy, super simple. But we are here at the brand new spawn. As you guys can see, it is a brand new utopia, kind of like Fallen. There's helicopters going on. It seems like the dungeon has taken over. And well, as you guys can see, the first two NPCs here are just going to get you familiar with the community. Or if you want to take a look at what's on the shop, that's all for you guys to explore. But next up, if we take a look at our inventory, we have our pet storage and our companions. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's the difference? The pets will give you boosts on your damage, orbs, gems, and skulls, while your companions are just going to go ahead and increase the amount of money you make on the server. More on that later and why that's important, but stay with me. Here we go. You'll be then guided with this quest guide to speak to Donate or Dante. Donate? It says Dante right there. Here you're passed through two important NPCs, the shop NPC, which allows you to buy blocks and stuff to go purchase and build at your guild. We'll talk more about that later. And then your skills. Skills are super important because if you go ahead and click the skill, you have to level these things up using swings, and they give some pretty good rewards like boosters. The boosters will come in handy, but then once you make it over here to this mob field, this is where your journey begins. But first, obviously, go speak to Dante. He wants you to go ahead and do this. This is a quest system that they have to get you familiar with the server, but no need because I'm about to show you everything. So you'll go ahead and have a sword in your inventory. This sword, if you right click it, mind you, if you guys want to join the server, I think I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video, but the IP is swurv.oplegends.com and the port is 19132 for all the Bedrock homies. But as you guys can see right there, the zombie died and it gave me $100. Now, what do you spend money on? That's a great question. If you go ahead and make your way on over to this command /zones, you'll be able to see that you can purchase some zones. And if we go ahead and click the first zone here, the polar bear is worth 15,000. So we have to earn $15,000 by killing these zombies. And now you can see that might take a while for just killing normal zombies, but over here, guys, as you guys can see, the epic zombie is worth a lot more. Although it does have a little bit more health, it gives more money. Same with the rare one over there. But using this money that we can kill from zombies, we can speed up how fast we actually kill things. So for example, sword upgrades are going to increase the amount of damage. Now it does cost $1,000 to go ahead and get, so it's going to take a couple of zombies, but once we start doing that, instead of 1 damage per click, we're going to be doing 3 damage, killing these things 3 times as fast. But you're probably noticing your orbs going up as well, because every time you swing and hit a mob, which it automatically does it, as you guys can see, all you have to do is click, you get something called orbs, which you can spend on enchants. Now, I highly recommend you go ahead and put this all into Orb Factory at the beginning because it is going to give you more orbs per click, or I should say per swing. And then doing so, well, we actually just finished a quest here. Enchant Orb Factory 10 times, and these orbs can actually give you, or I mean the quest can actually give you some pretty good things. So if we do /quest, we can enchant the Orb Factory 10 times. So let's just go ahead and see how much that's going to cost us. We can do it 7 times. Let's go ahead and try to kill this zombie really quick to do so. And there we go. We just got enough. So let's see. Can we upgrade it? Yes, there we go. We completed that quest. Talk to Gil Dante and spawn. Okay, I will speak to you really quick. There we go. Next, purchase your first zone. Okay, let's do /zones. And we can't quite afford it. And that makes sense because this server isn't by any means easy. Otherwise, it would be no fun. But you know what we almost have enough money for is our upgraded sword. And trust me, guys, there are a ton of swords here to go ahead and collect. So once you make it out of spawn, you'll be inside a various amount of zones that you progress through. And once you get enough money, you'll be able to do this command /prestige. Sorry, not /prestige, /rebirth. I get those two mixed up. But at $1 billion, you'll be able to get a 3x money multiplier, which is permanent. So it's super important to keep rebirthing as many times as possible so that you can keep making endless amounts of money. But if you're like me, you have $750 exactly. So we're going to go ahead and purchase one of these. And then we're going to go over to our /companions. And we're going to put this guy on for a 0.5x money booster. Now, let's just go ahead and kill one of these zombies. We were originally getting $100 per. Well, let's see what we can get now. And we got a grand total of 150. So as you guys can see, companions are really good. And you can get more companion slots simply by completing the thing called /pass. This is going to give you free rewards. Like if I go ahead and collect this, we got a bunch of keys and pet boxes that we can now open to go to our pet storage. And here are some of the pets that you can get: orbs, gems, skulls, an epic gems pet, and an epic orbs pet. I'm going to go with the epic orbs pet because it's pretty cool and it follows me behind me. Pretty cool stuff. But if you want to boost boost, I highly recommend coming over here to the SOTW loot box and just grabbing one will be good enough. And this is the coolest animation I've ever seen, bro. The coolest animation. It falls from the sky, launches you back, shows you your rewards. And as you guys can see, we got some boosters, we got some more pet boxes, and we got these things called cores, which brings me on over to my next feature that I'm going to show you guys today. So I'm going to right click these cores, then right click my sword and make my way over to the cores. Now at some point you will collect these cores. A lot of people sell them on the auction house. With over 1,000 players joining daily to this Minecraft server, it makes it super easy to get the things that you need. Summon a swarm of bats that will attack all nearby enemies for a short period of time, or the dice core, a powerful ability that provides the user with a random booster for a short period of time. Now this could be a money booster, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And as you guys can see, all of these mobs right here right now are going down in health, and that's because of our bat core. It's going to be active for 1 minute, I believe. And yeah, as you guys can see, these cores are really good for making money because it basically just breaks every single mob in this area by a ton of health. So I could simply just stand here and watch me get all that money from these mobs over here. Let's see what happens. And as you guys can see, it's about to die in 150 bucks, 150 bucks. We're at 1,200 right now. And that core ability is still going. This zombie's almost dead and it's a rare one, so it should give us a ton more money. 187, not bad. But if you want to use that core, simply just stand in the middle and it'll be your best bang for your buck. But if you want to do even more damage, you could go over to this other feature called sword perks. You can get these things called perk rolls to spend and roll for better perks, which increase your swords, you know. For example, right here, enchant proc rate, so your enchants are happening more often. You got things like gems, damage, money, orbs, skulls, and the best one of all is the universal perk, which gives you everything. So if you're really lucky, you'll be able to get this one as well. But next on over to the pet features, we're going to go ahead and activate all of our pet boxes and do slash, oh wait, no, we don't even have to do slash pets because we have a pet storage. We can actually ascend all of our pets super easily. So let's go ahead and ascend those. What about our gems pets? We're going to ascend those to the next level. Money pets, we don't have any right now. Orbs pets, we can ascend that. And you'll basically know when you can ascend these pets if the tier is light up green. So now if I go back to my pets, we literally have a unique gems pet here, which is insanely good. But every enchant you can take to the next level. So for example, other than just upgrading it, you'll be able to prestige it once you max it out. But then also you'll be able to roll something called enchant aspects, which doing so can provide separate buffs on this enchant. For example, right here, gain 100% of gems from gem greed as a bonus orbs. So now we're gonna have to go ahead and level up gem greed, and all the gems that we get from gem greed will be converted into orbs as well. Really, really nice. So there's a bunch of different strategies you guys can use to progress through these zones. So make sure you look at them all closely right now, because trust me, once you get playing, it's gonna be good to know all this information. Let me go ahead and collect a couple more dollars really quick to go ahead and kill these mobs. And boom, we're at $15,000. So now we can do slash zones, purchase our first zone, and then go to there, teleport to the best. And as you guys can see, you are out of spawn. And once you're at this point, I would highly recommend taking a look at some of these NPCs. Milestones are going to give you really, really good rewards like crate keys, orbs, credits, which you can buy other things with, money boosters, perk cubes that we just went over, the sword perks, a whole bunch of things. And then you can team up with other players and join a guild or create your own. And then once you get enough money, you can rebirth and get permanent money boosters. But let's say you got to go to bed, right? Everyone's got to sleep at some point, but you don't have to worry about progress because you can just click this mob right here and it will literally get you free orbs and level up your sword even more to unlock these new enchants right here. Every one of these enchants has a certain level requirement, which causes and requires more swings. So get your swings up, get your XP up, because I promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. But we have $1,000, so let's go ahead and upgrade to our first tier. Boom, there we go. And we have to go tier by tier in order to get all of the next ones. And when you get to the last tier of the current sword, you'll be able to move on to the different swords. Super easy, super simple. But let's go ahead and kill one of these polar bears. As you guys can see, they don't have a lot of health. They have as much as the zombies. But once you take it to the next step and do slash zones again, you'll be able to upgrade, for example, here, $855,000. And these mobs will go from polar bears to strays. And it's super important to note that every time you upgrade your zone, the companions get better and better. So if I go over to here, right click this egg, as you guys can see, these ones are a lot better than the ones that spawn. Now, if you're really lucky, you'll be able to pull a immortal, which gives 2.5x the money. Pretty crazy. But what happens when you go through all the zones? That's a great question. Because if you go to zones and you go to the final page, there's a button called recycle zones. And once you get to the final zone, you'll be able to recycle all the zones and go through them all again. But when you do this, make sure you know that it's going to be harder and harder, but you'll be able to earn more money. So I highly recommend you do that. So if you guys guys want to jump on the server this weekend and make it the best release we've ever had, join right now, swurv.oplegends.com with the port 19132, and I will see you guys on release. And until then, I love you all. Peace out and goodbye.